rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
Whoa, he busted her for no reason. As we begin, I just want to get a moment to let you guys know that this content may be graphic for some viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. I just want to take one moment to let you guys all know that this content today may be a little sensitive for some people, but it is absolutely important. But viewer discretion is advised. Now, as we get into it, we're going to be talking about the riots going on from peaceful protests now to riots over in LA. And I want to jump right into the content with this.
You just shut the f*** up!
You okay?
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber.
Did y'all see that?
You okay?
He busted her for no reason. And this is just a reporter out there reporting the news. But I want y'all to hear exactly what is going on.
Chaos erupts here in LA County. Widespread immigration raids triggering protests from Paramount to downtown. And tonight, an unlawful assembly has been declared as President Trump announces he will be deploying thousands of National Guard troops here to Los Angeles. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the News at 10. I'm Rick Chambers. Major developments during a second day of violent confrontations between protesters and federal agents who are out on the streets trying to round up undocumented immigrants.
So it started out with them trying to round up undocumented immigrants, and now it has jumped to them having protests to stop those raids of the illegal immigrants to now the National Guard being called in. And it's like jumping stages so fast because it's not even a weekend. Like literally it happened over the weekend, but it's like this is the fourth day. So let's jump back in.
As I mentioned, President Trump has ordered 2,000 National Guard members to counter that violence. And that angered Governor Newsom, who said that the move was purposely inflammatory and will only escalate the tensions.
Rick, unrest in Southern California continues tonight with more clashes between protesters and federal agents and deputies and police over expanding immigration operations. Take a look at the scene behind me. This intersection here in Compton has been the scene of several street takeovers, so it is a hotspot for activity. We've seen continual fireworks going off. The police chopper is overhead. Now President Trump says he is sending the National Guard to this region. Last night we were in downtown Los Angeles, as many viewers may remember. Earlier today we were in Paramount, now Compton.
They got poles knocked over. As you can see, they had people throwing fireworks still.
All volatile locations.
This is just last evening.
Chaos and calamity rocked Paramount Saturday on the second day of demonstrations against federal immigration operations in Southern California.
So they're tossing tear gas. It looks like they're dropping it.
KTLA was on the ground and in the air, capturing the explosive environment. The mayor of Paramount says tension escalated after U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, and other federal agents were apparently staging at or near a local Home Depot center.
And ICE is here, terrorizing the community.
Throngs of protesters gathered in the industrial area, sparking more clashes between law enforcement and members of the community.
So it looked like it erupted from the Home Depot, and I did have some content talking about that Home Depot, so we're going to jump into that too. But this is absolutely insane, you guys. Do you think that this was necessary? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments.
Crowds taunted authorities, with some people going so far as to block a U.S. Marshals service bus. while others hurled rocks and other objects at law enforcement vehicles, according to the LA County Sheriff. Federal agents responded with pepper balls, rubber bullets, tear gas, and flashbangs.
This is military grade stuff, and y'all are combating it with fireworks.
Last several hours, unfortunately, the crowd has grown. We believe at this time it's at approximately 350, maybe 400. As the crowd has grown, it has become more violent.
A wooden pallet and then a car went up in flames during the unrest, sending black smoke into the air. The cause of the car fire is unclear. Federal officials say the government is doing its job, enforcing the law, protecting the public, and securing borders. Opponents say this is not justice, but madness, and that hardworking people are being treated like criminals.
You know, my whole family is scared, our neighbors. I came out and wanted to see what was all the commotion, and sure indeed, there were ICE agents.
And then see, they keep doing this, like they'll have regular civilians right in the crossfire. News reporters and everything. This is absolutely insane, and this is right here at home. I really want to know from American viewers what you guys think, because I know I have some global viewers, but even my global viewers, what do you think about this situation going down in America with the deportation of all these people and Trump's response to it?
Yeah, beanbag. Yeah, they threw several beanbags at me. I went near them and I said, I'm here for a peaceful assembly.
The Homeland Security sweeps are part of the Trump administration's unparalleled crackdown on illegal immigration. Back here live with a large crowd gathering in Compton. According to ICE, agents arrested as many as 118 people in Los Angeles this week, including 44 during operations in downtown and South Los Angeles.
And to be honest with you guys, this is absolutely insane. If you're liking this type of content, drop down and hit that like button. It gives you a little bit of fireworks to support the people out there in LA. And if you have anything you want to say, hit the comment button for me. Let's jump back into it.
Trump, the administration, the Border Patrol, ICE, they know that they cannot go anywhere in this country where our people are and try to kidnap our workers, our people, and they can't do that without an organized and fierce resistance.
We're just here living, working. They stopped at Home Depot where they know that people are undocumented. So us as a community have came here to try to make peace so that they don't make families separate one another.
This is what they wanted. They wanted people to riot. They wanted the people to start fireworks. They wanted the people to start burning out. Why? Because this is the effect. So they can make us look bad. So they can make us seem that we're the ones causing this, that we started it. We didn't start this.
As y'all can see clearly in that video, again, this is some graphic content, but they're throwing tear gas as soon as they walk out the door. And it's also like, what in the world are we even doing as a people that we start pretty much guns first before we even have a conversation? But it's also the fact that these people are undocumented, so it is illegal for them to be here. So I do want to hear you guys' thoughts on how we should approach this and if this is the right response or not. And I wanted to show you this other piece because, you know, is it peaceful or is it a violent protest? I really want to buckle down on the fact that, you know, that something like this hasn't happened in the United States history. And now, of course, it's happened in Trump's history. At least this is the second time. But before he was president, it hasn't happened since 1965. And I just think that it's going to be absolutely insane what the response is, because if you heard in the other video, the places that this is really going down is Compton and Paramount, places that are known for their community rising up for themselves in involving law enforcement time after time. Yes, of course, there are also the, gangs and things like that, but we're not getting into all of that. This is where it's getting crazy, though. Let's jump into it.
Over the weekend, setting vehicles on fire. California National Guard troops were moved in at the order of President Trump. This is the first time since 1965 that a president has ordered troops in over the objections of the governor. He did it on his own authority. California Governor Newsom condemned the action as inflammatory, called on the administration to rescind it, said they were manufacturing a crisis.
And our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, is standing by.
Now, I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Are they manufacturing a crisis? Are we looking in the wrong place at this moment? Is there something else going on that caused this to be the centerfold, or what are we missing? Anybody down in those comments, are we missing something else? There's something else I should be paying attention to.
Yeah, we saw so much of that unfold, Michael, and this is what the civic area in downtown Los Angeles looks like. These are the skeletons of Waymo self-driving electric vehicles. You can see there's a series of about 5 of them here.
And anybody that doesn't know, he said a Waymo, and the Waymos are AI-driven cars similar to like a Tesla. They're electric cars that will work similar to an Uber. So you call it and then it'll come pick you up. So what it looks like here is the people ordered a few Waymos and then they set them on fire.
Here just beyond, that's what the rest of this downtown area in LA looks like. A maze of police checkpoints. Just over my right shoulder, that's the 101 freeway. It was blocked on both sides by hundreds of protesters. And those clashes just ending a short time ago, early this morning. Overnight, chaos erupting in the streets of Los Angeles as protesters and police clashed. Tensions escalating Sunday as thousands of protesters took to the streets in response to President Donald Trump's extraordinary deployment of the California National Guard. Governor Gavin Newsom saying it was assistance he didn't ask for.
We are here to support local law enforcement, the sheriff's office, LAPD.
But hold on now. Now, you see what I said, that he definitely intervened. Now, he didn't even consult the governor, probably the mayor. And excuse me, guys, I'm here not feeling the greatest I could be, but I'm definitely out here giving you the content. So for that, at least give me a like. But no, you see that they're out there shooting in the streets. Now, like he said, they're supposed to be in support of local law enforcement. That looks like local law enforcement that's doing the shooting. Now, they're supposed to be using non-lethal or less than non-lethal devices, but the fact that they're utilizing them so readily is what's the issue.
But they didn't need that support. He made this up. This is a manufactured crisis.
Multiple vehicles set on fire, covered in graffiti condemning ICE.
Okay, so those are the Waymos right there, as you can see.
An electric scooter thrown from an overpass, damaging a highway patrol vehicle, which was then set on fire. Many hundreds descending on the 101 freeway, blocking traffic.
So, okay, because we have this from a different angle, and I did, like I said, I haven't seen this, but I did see the TikToks. So they're here, and I guess where that electric scooter was just thrown, they were also shooting tear gas at the people here and up here. There's also going to be some other people running around, I guess, maybe pushing and shoving, but we're going to show you that too. But it was crazy because they're shooting the tear gas from under the bridge, and then you'll see people, instead of just taking the tear gas, they're blowing it away up here with lawnmowers.
In both directions. CHP, California Highway Patrol, deployed smoke. They're moving in, trying to push these protesters out. You can see some projectiles detaining someone there. The LAPD mobilizing resources and...
Wait a minute, you saw that? They got people chasing you down on horses. You can't tell me that's not absolutely insane.
LA's mayor pleading for calm.
Our city does not need to be torn apart.
Earlier Sunday, demonstrators swarming LA's federal building, hundreds of LAPD officers responding. And in the ensuing clashes, The LAPD says multiple officers were injured.
I see that it is busting people right there in mid crowd.
When two people on motorcycles tried to crash through that police line. We were right there.
Yo, wait a minute, I'm gonna wind it back. They got down on their knee and
two people on motorcycles tried to crash through that police line. We were right there as two people on motorcycles tried to crash through that police
right there. That's where they got him.
Line. We were right there as it happened.
Just moments ago, there's some projectiles being thrown. Just moments ago, a motorcycle seemed to try to break through the...
Whoa, this place is looking like an absolute... It's looking... Whoa, this place is looking like an absolute war zone. If you can see at the bottom here, right under where it says Los Angeles, the ground is blown up. This is beyond crazy. They shot this man when he was down. This is absolutely insane. What do you think about
police skirmish?
What do you guys think about all the actions? And again, if this is too graphic for you, I understand. Click off now. But I want to give perspective on what's going on in all this chaos and the clash and where it started and where we are at now from Friday to today, which at the time of recording is Monday, the 9th.
Line. And now you can hear all those flashbangs going off. Police are trying to push those protesters back, firing those less than lethals at very close range. And you can see those projectiles being thrown over. Now that motorcyclist being hauled in here. Looks like he's being arrested.
Police deploying flashbangs. The streets littered with debris and broken glass. At this point, more than 25 demonstrators arrested after failing to disperse. The escalation began Friday when federal immigration authorities began a series of sweeps in greater Los Angeles, arresting more than 100 people. The demonstration's now entering day 4. Hundreds of National Guard troops were deployed on the streets of LA over the weekend. President Trump bypassing California's governor, ordering up to 2,000 guardsmen to deploy across Southern California. On Saturday in Paramount, just south of Los Angeles, thick black smoke filling the sky after cars were set on fire. The anger coming after reports of an immigration raid on the community, but Paramount Mayor Peggy Lemon saying there was not a raid. The agents were there staging. And in a rare scene Saturday afternoon, a Black Hawk helicopter...
Wait, what is that? Why does it look like he has a biohazard material?
Landing in the parking lot of a Homeland Security office, agents unloading supplies for federal law enforcement. California Governor Gavin Newsom calling on the Trump administration to revoke the order to deploy the California National Guard, saying it only makes matters worse. A memo signed by all the Democratic governors says the activation of guardsmen in their own borders without consulting or working with the state's governor is ineffective and dangerous. But President Trump now saying even active duty Marines could be deployed as 500 remain on standby.
What is the bar for sending Marines to
the bar is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order.
How crazy is it that you see this man saying whatever he thinks it is? Now, how likely do you think that the Marines will be sent in? And do you think that that's an overreaction at this point? Let me show you that other angle. So here we have right there you have the officers. See, they're putting out the fire after the electrical scooter got thrown on top of it. These people here, they're going to shoot the tear gas towards this direction, and then the wind is blowing backwards that way.
They're shooting that way.
They're throwing liquor onto it. You got somebody literally out here playing the drums right here. If this ain't no liberation song, I don't know what is, y'all. have to show you guys the lawnmowers. And I apologize. I apologize. I said lawnmowers, but leaf blowers, y'all, leaf blowers. See, that's right there, close up on that bridge I was telling y'all about. It was actually more people than this guy, but I couldn't find the video, or they won't let me show y'all the video where there was more folks blowing with a leaf blower. But as you can see, they trying to survive the tear gas any means. So I'm just saying, like, it's really kind of crazy, but it's so insane that even the people that's out here getting hit by tear gas, those people, guess who else is getting hit by tear gas?
In the midst of chaos during the protest,
the deputies.
This is new video showing restaurant workers.
And then the same people that are out there fighting against at this moment are helping them out. How insane could that be?
Helping sheriff's deputies in Compton. You can see some of the deputies sitting in the booths as workers help to flush their eyes, likely after getting hit with tear gas. After a short break, the deputies put their gas masks
That's what that milk is for. If you didn't know, usually when you have tear gas or pepper spray, you put milk in the eyes. But this is all the stuff going down. And then look, this is how crazy they got people running around. This is all before it all started right here. It started with a mass exodus. So my good folks, I just want you guys to, for me, jump down in those comments. Tell me how you feel about everything going on, because this one is very close to home. And I don't know if the fires of this situation will spread, because there are supposedly marches in other places about to happen. And we will cover more of this content. If you want to hear more, like I said, let's get the comments or the likes up to 100 and I will make sure to deliver it. But as always, this has been your boy Juice. Peace.
Suffice it to say that we stand in one of the most momentous periods of human history. And in these days of emotional tension, when the problems of the world are gigantic in extent and chaotic in detail, all men of goodwill must make the right decision.